Ooh, we weren't fast enough.
No, we were not.
Hey everyone, welcome to Thursday's edition of I Hate It Here. My name is Erica.
I'm Marissa.
And welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Well, which would have worked. I had the volume up, but let's try this again.
Let's try it again.
Choo choo.
Oh, god damn it. One of these days we're going to get it right, Marissa. Third time's a charm.
All aboard. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express. Choo choo.
There we go.
Fuck, man. Okay. So hi everyone. Welcome. It's Thursday. First week of January is almost done. And guys, I don't like being at work.
This year is already yearing, and I don't. This 2024 came in and said, "Bitch, I'm gonna do a 75 and a 40," and I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I honestly just need to win the lotto and live the life of leisure that I was meant to live.
Yes.
Because don't get me wrong, guys. My job's super easy, as I've mentioned plenty of times before.
Yeah.
I love who I work with. I love my direct upline. There's nothing really to complain about it. Working sucks.
Who likes to work? Nobody.
No. So, oh my God, speaking of, I need to tell you guys my stupid story.
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday, we were on our team meeting. So it's the pod of marketing that I'm under, right?
Yeah.
So it was just like that pod team meeting. We have it every Wednesday, blah, 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 right? So anyhow, we were on our team meeting and we were talking about, I have to travel in February.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be going to San Francisco. And so they were talking about some of the restaurants and stuff that they went to a couple months ago. The team,
but they had another team.
Yeah, they had another on-site, but it was the entire marketing team on-site.
Yeah.
So it was really they got wined and dined for that meeting, right?
Right.
And it coincided right when I had to start it, so I didn't go to that team meeting. So anyhow, they were talking about it and they brought it up and I'm I'm so excited to go this time. I'm although I know I'm not going to be wine and dined like you guys were last time, I don't want to have I meant to say FOMO, guys. I don't want to have FOMO again. And I said, I don't want to have MOFO again. Goddamn dyslexia got me. And it was only 2 people on my team caught it.
Yeah.
One of them was I don't know, she was typing something and she looked up and she was what the fuck? And then another one just started laughing. And I just busted out laughing. So I was I had to mute myself because I was dying. And my director was I didn't catch that one because the 3 of us were dying, right?
Yeah.
So I had to go and there was I meant to say FOMO and I said MOFO. So that was pretty funny. So I'm oh my God, how embarrassing. But what can I say, guys? I bring the vibes.
I bring the vibes.
I bring the vibes to the team.
Yes.
Okay. Before we get into our story of the day, once again, hello everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We totally appreciate it. You're more than welcome to tap the mic and call in.
Yeah.
Request to call in. It's not tap the mic anymore because there is no mic.
Request to call
in if you want. And bitch about your work week, your life horror stories. We'll spiral with you. I encourage you guys to call in.
Anything.
And you just want to bitch, just bitch, do it. We're totally here for you. So we got that out of the way. And then just some quick housekeeping before we move on to a song and then the crazy story of the day. We've got our schedule of additional shows to this one scheduled out for January.
Yep.
We are bringing back Songs We Hate.
Yes.
To finally, it's going to be the premiere episode here on Stationhead.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who've never tuned into a Songs We Hate, this is a show where we invite another host, right? Another radio, a show host, to hop on with us. And we kind of let them handle the Hot Mess Express by picking songs that they totally hate.
Yes. So these are not songs. These are not guilty pleasures. These are not songs we love to hate. These are songs that when you hear them, you're like, fuck that song and you want to just angrily smash the buttons to get it off.
Yes.
You know, whether it's to skip it, whatever it is. It's one of those where you really get to learn about people. I find it very interesting to see what makes people kind of like, what's the backstories? Because sometimes they have really funny backstories attached to them.
Yes.
And it's always exciting. But yes, it sounds we hate. Super, super excited. Again,
our first co-host,
yes,
is going to be Mr. Pantone Black.
It is. Woohoo!
Yes. So if you all are not following him, he's in the chat. Make sure you all follow each other, which I think pretty much everybody is. But if you have not,
yes,
followed him. He's a friend that we quickly made here on Station Head, and has become a cool friend outside of the app. And his shows are so fucking awesome, and that's why I wanted him on, just because his shows are so fun and like they're so good. And I want to see like. I don't think I've ever jumped into one of his shows and I'm like, oh, this is like this. I'm not really into these jams, right? He always has a really cool playlist.
Yeah.
So that's why we asked him to be on, just because I'm interested to see what type of music he really hates. Like, we got to learn more about Mr. R.
What's happening? What's going on?
Right? When we were on AMP, we had some amazing creators join us. I saw Coop in the chat. Coop was one of them, around the stereo. So one of his songs that he hated was Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah.
Which I forgot the name of the song, but it's one that goes, woo, 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 which is my favorite part of that song. And it's a little gross in the beginning, right? But then after that, like, creepy 2 sentences, and we just mellow out.
After the creepy then? After the creepy sentences, then all of a sudden, then we're good, because they... Woohoo!
Yes. So in the chat, Mr. Pantone Black writes, looking forward to the show. Please refrain from throwing tomatoes and eggs with my selections. No, they're not. And that's a fun part about this show, Mr. R, because obviously you were not on AMP with us.
Yes.
We have people that have, like, they get so mad about our picks.
Yes. Because it's their favorite jam.
Yeah. Like, these are songs that they totally love and they totally jam out to. And and we're shitting on them.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I need to scroll towards the chat a little, but I know Daydreamer in here.
Oh yeah.
What did he say?
He mentioned, he was like, it's a show where a show Chantel loves every song, and I was like, yeah, Chantel and Glenn, it's their hits playlist. Every song that's on there, they're like, but I love this one, and we trash it. We're like, fuck that song, it sucks. And they're singing and dancing and having the time of their lives, and that's why we love it.
Yes, so that will be on the 16th when Mr. R will be joining us for that. And then we have the morning after with a special guest, Miss Helen Butts, filling us in on the 25th, which she's so funny because when I reached out to her about like, when can you do, because like, you know, she's a mom.
Yeah.
So we work around her schedule for these shows.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh my God, hold on. Like, let me schedule this date first. And then
any
like,
content?
Well, she's out there getting live content for the show. And I was
Look
like,
at her go.
I know, she's a fucking queen and I love her for that. Mm-hmm. And then that will be on the 25th with Helen. And then last but not least, on the 30th, we are bringing back songs Name That Song.
Name That Song, yeah.
Name That Song.
Rebrand. You almost rebranded.
I almost rebranded. But Name That Song, where we play a song for you. You guys have to guess in the chat what the title of the song.
And the artist.
And the artist will get you like double points. But it was super competitive when we did it in November.
Yes.
Everybody had a blast. And we've gotten requests to bring it back. Hence why we're bringing it back.
Yes.
Because we do give out a cool prize.
We do.
Kendall B won last time. He got a Snoop on a Stoop.
Yep.
And then Miss Critty got second place, and she got a really cool whiskey glass that was engraved with engraved on the glass. It says, "I hate everyone."
Yes.
So we'll do something cool for the winner of this round as well. All right. So now that we have that out of the way, let's jump into a song, and then we'll come back with crazy story of the day.
All right. Let's do it.
All right, guys, we are back.
Yeah.
Okay. So hello to everybody who just jumped in.
Yes.
Thank you for jumping on board. Mr. Frankie.
Yes.
Thank you for just popping in, giving us a tip.
Sugar Daddy Frankie.
Sugar Daddy Frankie.
Sugar Daddy Frankie just coming in, giving
us a tip and then
throwing a tip and then bouncing. Shout out to Jen too for the tip. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so that being said, let's jump into the crazy story of the day.
All right.
So I'm going to do a workplace and then we'll get into like a life one.
All right.
It starts with, I'm a manager in an overseas office of an American company. About 2/3 of our employees were hired locally, with the remainder, mostly managers, having relocated from the United States. Under local law, women are allowed 1 day off per month to care for menstrual symptoms. Women wishing to use this benefit are required to give notice by the start of the workday that they will be absent. Manager approval is not required, and it will not count against their leave balance.
Damn.
I know. Our legal division, based back in the States, determined that this local rule is unfair because it's, one, constructively requires women to disclose their menstrual/health status by virtue of invoking that leave category. And two, it is discriminatory because it provides a benefit to women that men do not receive.
Bitch, you want to fucking bleed out? Go for it.
I'm like, sure, you want these fucking cramps? Have at it.
Have at it. It's no joke. You want the mood swings? You want the cravings?
You want it all? Have it.
Have it. No, I don't think there's a woman in the world that would object.
I mean, please, the 1 day is not even enough.
No.
So these people can go fuck themselves.
I know.
For being pissed off
I'm like,
about...
do they not realize that a period is typically between 3 to 5 days?
Yes. And then it starts even before. You're starting with the cramps and the hurting and all that, like a week before, so they can go fuck themselves. So anyhow, I disagree with point 1 on the basis that 1 is technically disclosing their health status anytime they request sick leave, and no one seems to mind that, which is true, right? You're calling in like, I have the flu, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I'm not feeling well. So that's disclosing health information right there.
Yeah.
And then this person writes, point 2 feels why is there no White History Month to me? But okay. Dang, I like that. I totally read over that when I read this story. Anyway, the legal division advised that we have to extend this benefit to all local employees. So now, even though local laws do not require it, our branch has a policy that any locally employed member of staff can take an unscheduled day off every single month, no questions asked. I kind of do that, but without really asking.
Yeah, I'm like,
I technically give myself a day off.
Yeah, like look at me go. Pat on the back.
I do at least 1 to 2 to 3 silent PTO days a month. All right. Note, the law was a result of years of women's rights advocacy. The letter of the law is not perfect since obviously not all women menstruate and not all people who menstruate consider themselves women. Local law controversially does not acknowledge transgender, non-binary, and intersex persons. But the spirit of it was definitely meant to accommodate menstruation and did not contemplate cisgender men availing themselves of period leave. Women workers here use an honor system and take very seriously the need to only invoke this leave category when they truly need it for the fear of ruining it for others. Okay. It is becoming a mess. I have had no issues with the women on my team, but a locally employed man on my team who has made it clear he's not a trans man is clearly misusing this leave category. For example, we were closed for a local holiday on Thursday, and again the following Monday, he took period leave. The Friday in between, even though it left us in a lurch for a big meeting that day in which he had a key role. Everyone knows he did that just to give himself an extra long weekend, during which he openly went on a pre-planned vacation. When I tried to level with him offline as in, dude, you leave this category. This category is meant for women. What are you doing? He looped in HR, who warned me that I'm not allowed to question an employee's use of period leave. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Women had started calling these leave days Mother's Day to be delicate. When my male direct report called out last week, he said he was taking a Father's Day, but HR confirmed that's not a thing. It's still period leave. It's just that men are also entitled to it. Are we really just stuck with this ridiculous rule? I'm ready to write to legal to suggest an alternative interpretation, but I'm not sure what alternative will satisfy both the spirit of the local law and the U.S. non-discrimination laws. A local friend in another industry told me her company has a rule that period leave cannot be taken on a Friday, Monday, or adjacent to a holiday. While that solves part of the problem, what if somebody really does happen to have debilitating menstrual cramps on one of these blackout days? I'd love to hear your input. And that's where it ends.
I mean...
Speechless, Marissa.
It's tough because part of me is like, who gives a fuck? They want to use it. Men want to use it. You want to feel special too. Who gives a fuck, right? Because again, it's kind of like a sick day, right? Like, who gives a flying fuck? But I also understand people kind of misusing it
like that dude.
Yeah, like that dude. But you're always gonna have that, no matter what. You're always gonna have people misusing sick days and PTO and borrowing and, like borrowing against your PTO just because, whatever. So I think that there's never going to be, when you have a benefit, there's people that are always going to try to misuse it. I think him getting so worked up about knowing that people are misusing it is, I'm trying to understand why. Like, it's not coming out of your pocket. I get that he leaves you in a shitty position. Like that, I'd be like, okay, I get it, but you should have.
So I think the person who wrote in, I feel they didn't reveal their gender.
Right.
I'm feeling it's a female because she's so worked up about it.
Right. Yeah.
I get it. I get that it's fucked up for these men to be getting crazy about it because they don't really understand the pain and all the bullshit that comes along with having a period, right? So for them to just think that, like, women are taking this extra day off so that they're, like, it's not a fucking, Tampax commercial. We're not out riding fucking horses. We're not gallivanting through fields.
No, we're not playing tennis and fucking white skirts and shit. Like, that's not happening. That is not fucking happening at all. Like, these fucking tampon commercials have ruined reality because they're like, go swimming and this and that. I'm like, bitch, I can barely get out of bed. What are you talking about?
I mean, I guess you would probably give the green light for those fucking cis man. So so that being said, you guys, let us know in the chat what you think.
So what do you think?
Oh, what do I think?
Yeah.
I think
there's go.
There's nothing, honestly, they can't fight it.
Yeah, it's law. Yeah,
just give it to them, but they should maybe they can't just do blackout dates for it. Somebody's always going to misuse.
I think
PTO
so too.
And sick leave, always.
But I do think that the people that also misuse it, you can get them for other things because they're typically your shitty performers.
Absolutely.
They're typically people that fuck up left, right, and center. So I think that there's a way of holding them accountable, but not for that. I think it's investing too much time into something that you're always going to have people trying to take advantage of the situation. So just...
this period leave is not going to be the solve to that.
Like blackout dates, you're making it more complicated than it needs to be quite honest.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's really, let it go. There's nothing you can really do about it.
But I love what Helen said in the chat, though. I 100% agree. Give the men the day off, but give equal pay to women.
Oh, Helen coming in hot.
She is, I love it.
I do. So let's go to a song.
Yeah.
We'll let you go through the chat so that you can...
Yeah, let us know in the chat. Drop your 2 cents. What do you think? How do you think that they should put some sort of control on this kind of leave? Do you think that they should try to regulate it in some way? What do you think they should do?
I really want to hear from the males on this.
Yeah.
There's a lot of males tuned in today.
Yes.
So I want to hear what you guys think. Like, is it fair for us females to get a day off? Which by all means, we're not... I mean, I might talk shit to you right now.
I might know. I will.
I will. We're going to talk shit to you if you decide that, yes, you should have that day off. You should have period leave. But it's all in jest.
Yeah.
Kind of, but not.
Kind of, but seriously.
hear from you guys.
No, let us know in the chat, like what,
or if you want to call in.
Yeah,
there's a male out there that's willing to like
express their point of view. Let us know.
Fuck yeah,
do it.
Request a call in. All right, let's go to a song. All right, guys, we are back, and look at Flug being manning up and calling in.
He said, "I will do this."
Flug, before you go on, let us just quickly recap because we've got some people that just jumped into the show.
Yes.
And some that jumped in midway. So let us just recap the story real quick, okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, you want me to recap?
Oh, okay, I'm recapping. Sorry. We're all just sitting here looking at each other. Okay, so in this story, we had the writer, posed a question of, is there anything that this person could do? They didn't identify themselves as a female or male or anything like that, but they said that they are in direct oversight of a team that's overseas. And in there, they have a law which allows women to take a period day, which is a day off
once a month.
For them to deal with their menstrual necessities. And it had to be extended to everyone. And
because there are some males.
Because there are some males in the company that thought it was unfair because it's kind of like taking a sick day or, whatever. They thought it was unfair, so they kind of extended it to everyone. And they have a particular male who this person feels like is taking advantage of this because they've done it. They've taken this leave to make themselves a long weekend or to attend a trip that was pre-planned. So it's not really for this, purpose. It's not really being used for the intended purpose of And
I think the anger from this person that wrote in comes from that the fact that the women who do use it
are very careful to not overuse it and only use it if they actually need it, because they don't want to ruin it for everybody else. And then you have this one person who's
this gentleman who doesn't even have a period or gets a monthly period that's misusing the benefit.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. So Flood,
tell us.
Talk your shit, Flood.
What's going on?
Hi guys, you guys can hear me okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, well yeah. So there's a lot of stuff I could say, but I'm kind of trying to keep it pretty civil and politically correct. But look, I work on a team of all men, right? And I have also, growing up, I've had a lot of female friends. The majority of my female friends or my groups have been girls, right? Women growing up. And so I feel like I kind of have a good perspective on kind of each group, if that makes any sense. I think a key point to touch on is what we just saw in the chat and in the show in general, right? What happened when we heard the story is that basically every woman in the show right now, they said, you know what, if they're complaining about it, just give it to them, right? Mm-hmm. Which is an important point because hold on, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to be nice. So I'm trying not to
Don't be nice. Don't be nice.
Do you know what
you
let it
rip? I said it in the chat. I know men pretty well because I work with them, and men are just giant babies. They'll cry about stuff like this. It's unfair. It's, we deserve the same thing. It doesn't matter that we don't have this and that women have. We should still be able to do it, right? So you already see kind of the contrast of the sort of selfish thinking that men have, but then sort of the sharing nature that women have, right? Okay. And that was my whole point when I, mentioned men are just babies that to ruin for things for women, because it's true. All day long, my coworkers, all they do is complain about their wives and complain about their girlfriends, and she does this and she does that, and it's well, dude, we only have your side of the story. Who knows? Maybe you're a cabrón too, right?
I know. I love that. Well, she's crazy, and it's but I told her so many lies.
Yeah, exactly. They're can you believe what my girlfriend did? She did this, and that, and I'm that sounds like a normal thing to do, but okay, whatever. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is like, you know, men kind of have that nature of like wanting to dominate, right? Like every aspect of everything that happens around them, whether they do it consciously or not. In my personal opinion, it's pretty unfair to kind of like throw the towel in and let kind of like bitchy crybaby men use the the privilege, I guess, of like being able to take a day to kind of take care of yourself, right? You ladies said it yourself. Like, do you want the cramps? Do you want the pain and the nausea and the mood swings that come with it? Probably not, right? You know, it's been said in society over and over again, but if it was men that had to suffer with things like periods, pregnancy, and like stuff like that, then everything that pertained to stuff like that would be free. Everything would be easily accessible. Everything would be, you know, handed to them on a silver platter. But since it's not stuff they don't have to deal with, they don't care.
Great point, Slug, and thank you for being such an ally.
Yes,
We
look at you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't care. I grew up with a lot of really strong women, you know, raising me and showing me stuff, and I will defend women till the day I die. I don't care if people call me. I don't care if people call me a pick me or a try hard or whatever. I'm a very strong defender of women.
Yes.
Aw, thanks, Flood. We appreciate you. And
Yes.
This is why we love you, Flood.
We do.
If you guys are not following Flug, I highly recommend you do. His show yesterday was fucking amazing. He's got great taste in music, and it was more of a mellow mix,
Mhm.
but he does mix it up, and his taste is awesome. So
Yes.
make sure you follow Flood.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
I'm glad you guys
Thanks,
like the show.
Flood.
Thank you for calling in and sharing.
Yeah. No problem. I hope I made sense. Sometimes I tend to ramble a little
No,
bit.
we caught what you were pitching. We caught what you were pitching. You're good.
Yeah, I think at the end it's stuff that everybody knows, right? It's just certain groups of people decide to ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's fine.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
thanks, Flood.
Appreciate
We
it.
appreciate you calling in.
No problem.
All right, Marissa, do you want to go ahead and tell us about the chat? What's going on in the chat? I'm sure I haven't been paying attention, but I'm sure it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so again, I think it's one of those where everybody's agreeing with Helen, where Helen just mentioned give men the day off, but give equal pay to women. Poker says someone should give that man a reason to bleed, which I love the violence. I do say so myself.
I like it, Poker.
I'm like,
Poker's
do it.
ready to punch and stab everybody, and that's why we love Poker.
And that's why we love poker. Yes. Look, Mr. R says, it literally doesn't bother me this quote unquote person is acting like George Constanza, Serenity Now. Gerardo says maternity leave has now been extended to men. So the next step is to extend period day to men. It's bullshit, but it's a slippery slope created by HR departments.
Yep. Fucking HR.
I know. Always fucking it up. Always. But yeah, I think, and then Gerardo posed a question in the chat is how many of y'all actually believe no women are abusing it though? And what I do have to say is that I do think that there's always people that can abuse it, but honestly, if you know, first of all, like I said before, periods are from 3 to 5 days long. So one day is not going to cover the 3 to 5 days. It's one day out of the many that you have.
The week leading to it.
Yeah, and it's not even just
being in it.
And then the week after.
Like
a
we
couple
only
days
have
after.
one normal week a month, guys.
Exactly.
I don't know if you get this.
So I think, and that's if you're lucky, and that's if you have like normal periods, right? There's obviously people that have other medical conditions that have them more severe, more there's just a lot that happens. So I don't know if this guy thinks that if the people complaining about this and they're like, oh, well, we wanted to. If you guys think that for one day we're like out there fucking getting manis and petties and.
Oh, and like I said, we're not out there riding fucking horses.
I know.
Fields of daisies.
We're not doing that. It's ridiculous. So back to Gerardo's question, I don't think that there are not people that are maybe not misusing it, but I don't, like, one day when you're having a period doesn't make a difference.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
So
yeah, I think everybody's here for Flug and his ally ways, and we love that.
Flugster,
the real hero in the story.
Yep.
Who,
by the way, I'm so excited that I'm going to meet Flug and Nikki in real life in February when I'm in San Francisco. I'm so looking forward to it.
That's so exciting. Lisa says, if the options are giving a day off to everyone or no one gets it, obviously we're going to say give it to everyone. We need it, which I think just kind of ties back to what Flug was saying, is that we're like, we don't care. Like, we're going to use it because we're dying inside. But yeah.
All right. So
that is all.
You guys, this was a good one. I like it.
It was a good one.
I know this was a good one, especially because there were so many. We have so many men listening today.
Yeah.
So it was a great topic to have. I don't know if we should go to a song and then we come back to this story, or should I just roll into the story?
No, let's go to a song and then we'll come back to the story, so that way we can
refresh.
All
right, guys, we are back. Okay, so now the second story that we're going to roll into.
All right.
Okay, so it's Am I the Asshole story. Okay. So it starts with, I have a half-sister, Ellen, same dad, different moms. No, I'm not the result of an affair. I don't know why that's thrown in there. Nobody cares. Ellen and I are not close and never have been. We only saw each other at family get-togethers. Ellen has a husband, Tom. Tom is a nice guy, and when she introduced him to the family, he and my husband hit it off, and my husband ended up hiring Tom to work for him. Oh, that's already fucking nonsense, right? Tom and Ellen got married and had a baby, and during this time, they started having problems. I didn't hear this from Ellen, but from my dad and from my husband, who was told by Tom. Tom then started staying really late at work, and then it progressed to coming over to our house often for drinks with my husband, and by extension, me. He became a regular visitor to our house and began unloading his problems. Ooh, that's this is crazy already. Like, Tom, go fucking get another friend. Like, go hang out at the local pub and cry to the bartender.
Yeah, but then also the husband hired him, so like...
Yeah. This went on for 8 months until one evening Tom was quite tipsy and admitted he had developed a crush on me. Understandably, this meant he didn't come back to our house. He profusely apologized for this, and we're fine now, but obviously I just prefer some distance. Ooh. Fucking Tom. What's wrong with you?
Pinche Tomas.
I guess that the whole thing was a wake-up call for him because he and Ellen started going to counseling. During the counseling, he told her about what had happened because Ellen called me and screamed at me for the whole situation. She said she and Tom would never be in the same room with me again after what I've done. She made excuses for not coming to family gatherings I was at for a while before my dad confronted her, and she said she and I had fallen out and weren't speaking. I went along with this because I didn't want to tell my dad the truth either. It has been over a year of this. So for over a year, they've been avoiding each other, or the sister's been avoiding the person who wrote in.
Right.
Because her husband had the crush, right? So she's fucking embarrassed. And anyhow, but this all came to a head over my dad inviting both of us and our families to New Year's Eve and getting mad that Alan wouldn't come if I was going. He started getting mad that he started ranting at me that we needed to grow up and make peace. And if we didn't want to talk to each other, fine, but not being able to be in the same room was nuts. I got sick of being berated, and I said I agree, but it wasn't me who started it. And my dad then demanded to know what the fight was about and wouldn't let up. Eventually, I just told him.
Okay.
So she told the dad. Tom professes love to me because I'm a bad bitch.
Because I'm the better one.
I'm the better sister.
Because I'm the better sister. I'm the better daughter. They both picked me. What can I say?
He's furious. He called Ellen and yelled at her. He called my husband and yelled at him. He's seething that no one told him, and that he has been acting like things are fine with Tom this whole time. Alan is furious with me for telling Dad, saying I did this on purpose and have ruined things with Tom after she'd worked so hard to fix it for them.
What? How the fuck are you going to fix him? Your man having a crush on somebody else. It's called divorce.
I feel bad for the results, but I also feel like carrying the burden of this rift that I didn't cause was unfair on me in the first place. I kept quiet when I didn't have to, but once I was getting the heat over it, it became too much. Am I the asshole for spilling?
No,
they should have fucking told the dad a long time ago.
Yeah. I don't know why this was such a huge secret. Like, I don't get the secrecy and why not telling the dad when both couples knew what was happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it feels weird. Why is this a secret all of a sudden? Because,
I mean, maybe to not embarrass the sister. She didn't want to tell her dad. Like, my sister's husband is has a crush on me and got drunk and said, I don't know. Maybe
no, I get why the person that wrote in, but why is the other sister pissed off that she said something and then like, I've worked this hard to get us in a good place. Ma'am, if your husband has a crush on somebody else, I'm sorry to tell you that you're not fixing shit, girl. He's gonna develop a crush on somebody else. Like, that has nothing to do whether the dad finds out or not. It's so crazy. She's not the asshole.
I don't think so at all either. I'm like, I think they should have come clean to dad a long time ago.
I don't know why they didn't though. Like, what's so like?
I think that the sister has if she's putting all the marital issues on that one thing, they really need to keep up with the counseling.
Yeah,
that's wild.
Like, ma'am, you didn't get here because your husband developed a crush on me.
No, it started with him not wanting to go home.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's underlying issues. There's so many other issues that if she's going to pin it all on this one thing, she's out of her mind.
Yeah. So anyhow, you guys, that's the second story of the day. Let us know in the chat what you think. Are we wrong for agreeing with the writer, not thinking that I don't think she's the asshole. But
I don't think she's the asshole.
Should they have told the dad? Has she, earlier?
I'm still confused why they didn't tell the dad. Like, why was that such a big secret? I'm still confused about that. Like, if my husband knows, then you know, like, why are we keeping it a secret from someone else? I don't get it.
I guess they didn't want the dad to hate Tom. Who knows? But now the dad really hates
Tom.
Tomas. I know.
Fuck Tom.
First of all, problem-solving just right off the bat.
I know. Tom just needs to fucking get his life together.
So let us know in the chat. We will jump to a song and we'll be back.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys, we are back.
Yeah. So, some interesting things in the chat. It looks like Fleck says, tell that lady, don't hate me because you ain't me, which I agree. Small Town Music says, don't hire family is the moral of the story.
Absolutely.
Which I agree. Poker says, Tom would get along with the paternal leave abusing man. I'm like, yes, he'd be using it to avoid his wife. Lisa says Tom is an asshole, which I agree. It's my ex-husband's name, so I'm enjoying this. So fuck that guy.
From what we learned on Succession,
yeah,
Lisa, fuck all Toms.
Yes.
Toms are terrible.
Fuck all Toms. That should be crocheted somewhere. And And like those live, laugh, love signs. But Gerardo comes in with an interesting take on this. He says, she is the asshole. I don't believe in bringing marital issues to the family. What if things work themselves out? Now dad is pissed forever. Which I thought was very interesting because I never looked at it from that perspective.
Do you think after a year things would have worked out, though? They seem to progressively be getting worse.
Like the fact that the fact that we can't even be in the same room with each other. We didn't have a close relationship. I don't know. But I asked him, I was like, oh, that's a very interesting take. So what do you think she should have done? Should she have kept getting blamed by dad because they can't be in the same room because now sister's pissed and jealous?
Mm-hmm.
Or how should she have handled that? Lisa says, oh, hell no. She's only the asshole if we didn't get the whole story and she was banging the dude.
Okay.
Which, agree. Gerardo says, just keep it between them. Work it out or don't. Parents will always take the children's side. Which I agree, but she's getting her, like, how do you not tell someone this is a reason why we can't be? I mean, I guess you could just be like, look, we don't have the best relationship. We just don't want to be in each other's space. But
I could see that. Yeah. I mean, would have things worked? I don't.
It just doesn't sound like that relationship had a strong foundation to begin with.
It did not.
And it doesn't sound like that's, if we're going to pin all the issues on the fact that he developed a crush on the sister and on the boss's wife.
Exactly.
Like, Tom's got issues.
Tom has issues.
Yeah.
That's where we'll end it, Marissa.
Yes.
Oh, wait. Do we have more in the chat?
No, I think that's it.
Poker wants to kill him.
Poker says annihilate all Toms. He said, fuck all of them.
He wants him to bleed. He wants to annihilate
I love that.
all Toms. I'm like, yes.
Do it.
I mean, I don't really have anything personally against Toms, but...
No, but I'm all for a cause. Who am I to not support a cause?
All right, guys. That being said, we are done.
Yes.
We are done with our hour. We appreciate you guys popping in, hanging out. Hold on. Daydreamer writes, Chantel and I have had vicious arguments. If they were taken to the parents, the in-law dynamic changes forever.
Yeah. But it's different when it's you and that person. But it's not like you're having arguments with like her siblings and like the husband and like 4 people getting involved.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, no, I
like
get it.
I 100% agree with that.
Yeah.
Like the arguments that you have with your partner, your spouse, whoever you're dating,
they should be private.
That needs to stay private because the family will take sides.
Absolutely.
Your family will judge.
100%.
Especially my fucking Mexican family will be like,
should I judge?
We'll be like, fuck that guy, and like,
yeah, they
really
will never be
well
received again. Yeah,
they won't be well received.
No.
So I totally get it, but it's between sisters, so it's not necessarily like this is
spouses.
Yeah. It happened because of the spouses, but now it's between sisters.
Yeah,
so the dad should be aware. Is right. What I think. But
I'm still not sure why they didn't tell the dad when
that Tom's a pervert.
That peeping Tom that Tom's got issues and then he's developing crushes all over fucking town and shit. Hide the fucking cousins because Tom will go all in. But I also don't understand why the person that wrote it, why her husband got an ass chewing from the dad. I'm just confused, but I don't think she's the asshole.
Yeah, well, I didn't read, I'm not going to dive deeper to figure out why he got fucking yelled at. I don't have the...
I think he's a true parent where, like, fuck it, everybody's getting something.
Everybody's getting
in trouble. Everybody.
But once again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate it. We, again, have shows coming up. We have the information pinned on our Instagram.
Yep, so go ahead and check it out. Make sure you tune in for these special pop-ups of Songs We Hate with Mr. Pantone Black here, and then with
the morning after with
Helen.
And then the last day of the month on Tuesday, the 30th, we are going to be doing another round of Name That Song.
Yes.
So
definitely check us out. If you're not following us on our Instagram, our handle is
IHIHWHS.
And that's for I Hate It Here. And for the morning after, it's
IHIHTMA.
So definitely give us a follow there. We'll always post updates on there so you can know what's coming up. But thank you all so much. We'll catch you all on your shows and have a great weekend if we don't catch you before that.